It's lovely to see you all anyway. Still waiting for a few people coming. Hi, Teresa. We're so lucky to have people, getting up early in the morning. What time is it there, Teresa?
10 in the morning.
What time?
10.
You're cutting out a little bit.
I think she said 10.
10 to something, wasn't it? Yeah, it's early because you're in New Zealand, Australia. I don't think she can hear me.
In New Zealand.
New Zealand, yeah. Right. Well, I think the gang's pretty much all here.
Well, let's get rolling. All right. So last week, Sarah sent me a message about just increased productivity and getting things done she's been hesitating on. I thought that's one of the benefits of what we do is people can have real change and productivity increases. And productivity increases lead to more money. And so I think that's one of the ways that we justify charging money is because we get people results on things that they've been hesitating on and procrastinating on. So one of the things that Freddie and I are going to do with you today is we're going to put you into that productive state. And we are going to anchor that state to whatever context you want to apply it to. And we, when we were doing the more like that self-hypnosis program we did, but really every week we get people that say, after these sessions, I just feel so much more productive. Like the resistance isn't there. Do some of you have that experience, at least temporarily, maybe for that day, a few hours? Okay. So that's what we're going to do today. I think I'm going to let Freddie take us for a ride here and kick us off. How's that sound, Freddie? Since you're in this
I don't know about take you for a ride, but yeah, I can take you somewhere nice. Just let people in. All right. Yeah. So, what is it that makes the difference? Sometimes we can be really productive, can't we? And other times, we just don't feel like doing too much. So really it's questioning what that trigger is that makes you, gets you into that state. For some people, it's kind of pain, isn't it? If you need to be productive, and if you get to that point where you've got enough pain, then you can drag whatever you need to drag out of yourself. But I always think that the problem with that is that as soon as the pain's lifted, what's driving you? So there are carrot people and stick people. We know that some people are driven by fear and pain, and some are driven by, pleasure and what they're going to get. So we're gonna go right across the board and get everyone thinking about how they want to be, and we spoke about this last week. But actually, look at what it is to create that life. What you need to do to be that productive, and see if there is any kind of pain in it. Because if there is, I think I was talking about this last night in a workshop I was running, but I've seen people for heroin addiction, and most heroin addicts have already been through withdrawal. They've been through the cluck, so they actually know that they can do that. They can take that pain, and so when they're asking for your help, they know that they can do that. That's not what puts them off or stops them from doing it. Generally, it's the group they're in, the social they go back into, which obviously you have to kind of try and change. But if we know up front what it's going to cost us, in as much as what have we got to do? What kind of, is there any pain in creating that life you want? What do we have to go through? What do we have to give up? What is it? It might be you have to, just leave the relationship we're in, or leave the job you're in, or, go through working your body to the point where it kind of hurts. Whatever that is, if we know what it feels like, and we also know that we can survive it, then it doesn't become a block to us. It's just something we're going to go through. So I think when it comes to productivity, it's what is going to drive you to create it. What do you need to do to get into that state? As I said, for whatever reason, for the last, 3 or 4 days, maybe longer, I've been in that state. And a few things have happened where I thought, I've just got to get my arse in gear, if you like, and I've got to do things because it's so easy sometimes. And I have all the excuses that most people have. I have probably more excuses. I can say, well, I'm old, so I really don't have to do anything. I could actually now legitimately sit in a rocking chair, grow a long white beard, wear a pair of slippers, and rock myself to the end of my days. But there are a couple of things that stop me doing that. One is vanity. I still want to look good, and and I've also got, well, say fortunately, I've still got quite a young family, and I want to do what I can for them. So those are the things. But once I get into mode, it's amazing what you can do. You all know that, don't you? If you really set your mind on it, so I'm going to get through this bit of work today, and you just head down, get into it. It's amazing what we can do if we just stick at it. So that's where I want to get you today, is into that state of being productive. If that's what you want to do, we don't have to do any of these things. So I say, we have to do this to get to there, and we have to do this. The truth is, we don't have to do anything. And whatever we do, it has to be enjoyable. That's my thinking on this. When I see people who want to lose weight, or they want to create the body they want, I say to them, look, I want you to find a way of living over these next few months that's fun and enjoyable. Because it's easy. We can all cabbage soup diet. We get focused for 3 or 4 weeks and we can lose some weight. But if it's painful and if it's hard to do, it's difficult to keep doing it. So I want you to find for you what it is. Where's the pleasure? What are you doing it for? We speak about this a lot on this training, but the why. Why do you want to be productive? What is the end goal of that? If you're more productive, what are you going to get from it? Because if we know why we're doing it, and if that's coming from a place of we're going to enjoy the outcome, we're going to feel good when we achieve it, then it's very easy for us to find within us the strengths and resources that will enable us to do that. So that's where we're going to go with this tonight. So are there any questions or anything that someone wants to talk about, to say, this is what I want to do. This is why I'm here. Ultimately, that's why I come to the Breakthrough broadcast. This is how I want my life to be. And this is what I want to produce. Samantha's got her hand up. But I'll go around. There's an emoji. You can put your hand up, and I know if you're on the other screen, I won't miss you. Yeah, Samantha.
So just to speak what I'm hearing so that I'm understanding some of the beneath the threshold details. And that was like what Jasmine brought up with, going through the pain. And you were speaking about that earlier, like going through the pain in our mind, right? Of like all the things that are going to be difficult or painful or whatever we consider painful. And then when we're doing that in our mind, we're also activating that in our body so that our body can feel the sensation. And then our mind can connect to the sensation. And then if our body feels the sensation, we can just allow it to occur in our body. And then when we allow it to occur in our body, we can just allow it without reacting, right? Without craving or aversion. And then by just allowing it, then it loses its power, right?
Yeah, exactly. The negative energy goes out of it, because we've even if we've done it in our mind, in our mind, we've gone through it and we've survived it. So when it comes to doing it, we know what we're going to face. And in general, how many times have we dreaded something and it's never as bad as we thought it was? But we're prepared ourselves. We've gone through it. So it's not a shock when it becomes difficult or it's quite hard or any other things that normally stop us in our tracks, because we've already been through it and we know we can survive it. So it's not frightening for us. It's not something we're afraid of or trying to get away from. And then we go through it and we know we can get to our outcome. And I think we need some balance, don't we? Because if everything's easy for us, if everything's good, we never really enjoy things as much. If you have never had no money, you can't really enjoy what it's like to have money. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you've
Yes.
never had pain, then you can never appreciate how good it is to be free of pain. So
Mm.
by going through that experience, even in our mind, and even if it's in minutes rather than days or weeks, we are prepared somewhere in our body and our mind for what's coming. And then it's not hard for us. We know we can get through it because we know, and we can also balance that against our outcome. You know, we can make that judgment. You know, is my outcome worth doing this for? And of course it's going to be. So, you know, that's what we're saying here. If we know what's driving us, we know our why to do it. Why are we doing it? What is that? What is it going to get you up in the morning? What is it that's going to make you, pull out of yourself everything you can? What is that why? And if we can find that, all of you already know how to. And then it's just getting our minds in a right place to say, this is what I want. And then if we know the outcome, which is what we've been doing, for weeks and months here, and you step into the outcome and you feel into it and you ask that question, how much fun is this for me? How enjoyable is it for me? How important is it for me? If we know that, then that's in the back of our mind, somewhere in the back of our mind. We know how much enjoyment it's going to be. So we don't have to have someone every day motivating you. It's nice to have people on your side that are living your dream with you and want that for you, but we don't need that any longer because we know how we're going to feel. So yeah, that's what we're talking about here. It's what, as I said, it's what I spoke about last week that Jasmine brought up with me, which makes total sense to me. So we're going to do that as well. We're going to, whatever it is you want, instead of just going to the end state, let's just feel into the end state. Let's step into the end state as if it's happened. That's okay, but we're kind of tricking our mind. If we know what we've got to go through and we know we can survive it, then none of it is a surprise for us. And we know that we can do it. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah? Are there any questions about what we're thinking about here? Alison?
Hi. So Nick knows that I switched companies about a month ago. So here's where I am. Not only selling real estate, but I'm learning all the new systems. I'm still making the changes over. And there's a lot of new systems and there's a lot of certifications so that I can get leads. And then the main reason why I switched was the agent attraction component, because I get paid when someone underneath me in my downline sells. So, and I haven't even started that. So I think, yeah, I want to get to the end state where I'm got that skill set. However, right now, I don't like using this word. I'm slightly overwhelmed. So is there a way to get rid of that?
Yeah, I mean, you don't need the overwhelm, do you? Because
No.
you know you're going to do this. There's no doubt in your mind of where you're going, and because of the things you've done in the past and the skills you've learned in the past. Most skills are difficult, and we hit a point of overwhelm. I used to run our online training that we do over 6 months now. We used to run that as a 5-day intensive course, and by the time Wednesday came around, you could see on everyone's face they were overwhelmed. And that was just the general thing. We've given them so much information in the first 2 days that you could see it on their face, like, I'm never going to be able to learn this. But because we've done it enough times and we've seen it enough times, we know that by the time that day finishes, they're going to go, I know, I've got it now. But most things that are worth learning or worth having, there is some pain involved, isn't there? You've got to go through something. Otherwise, everyone would do it. That's what separates the people who are creating a life they want and are successful from the people who don't. Because it's easy to sit in a chair and watch daytime TV. You could probably get by like that. But for everyone on this call, that's not what they're doing. That's not why they're here. So, Alison, because you've done it so often, that you are absolutely going to learn this. You're going to do it, and you're going to create that life you want. So for me, once I'm past the point of no return, there is a point before you started that training. You could have said, no, I don't think I'm going to do it. But now you've started, you're past that point of no return. For me, I'm all in then. I don't like to talk about it, but I've had a few street fights, and I'm not a fighter. I I'm not an aggressive person, but there are times when I've been pushed to the point where it's kind of survival. And because I've had that conversation beforehand, I really don't want to fight you. You know, I'm not a fighter. I don't want to fight you. And then it goes off. But once it goes off, I've never lost a fight because when I get angry that someone's pushed me to that point, but then I'm fully committed. And so, you know, I'd see every edge of every table, every hard spot in that room, and that person would be on it because they pushed me to that point. What I'm saying here is once you're past the point of no return, there is a time when you could possibly walk away from something. But once you're past that, you might as well be all in. That's my thinking on this. And you are, you know, if you're in business, what's the point of being half in business? What's the point in half doing it? You know, why not see how far you can push it? So at least you can turn around at the end of it and say, I gave that everything. You know, there's no regret in thinking, oh, if I'd just done that, if I just got up an hour earlier, if I just made that call, if I just put a bit more effort into it, I could have created that. That's it. No one lays on their deathbed wishing they'd watched more TV. I tell you, you know, it's the things we regret that we didn't do that we regret. So for you, Alison, I've got no doubt that you'll get over this overwhelm. You'll just go, okay, there's no point. You know, for me, when it comes to any emotion, it's a simple question. Is what I'm feeling taking me toward or away from what I want to feel, where I want to be? Because if it's taking me away, I can choose to feel something else because none of it exists outside of our skull, except as chemicals and, you know, synapses and all those clever words. None of it exists. So we can choose on the basis of, is this overwhelm that I'm feeling aiding me in any way? No, well, I'll let go of that. I'll just decide to let go of it. That I honestly believe is how it is. You know, when it comes to things like overwhelm or stress or anxiety, the question is, will it help? Will being stressed help? Will being anxious help? Will being overwhelmed help? No. Well, let it go. We can just choose to let it go. And you're going to today. You know, anything that's holding you back, we're going to let go today. We don't need it. You know, and then it's down to how badly do you want this? What are you willing to do? And get productive. You know, make a plan, which is one of the main things. That's what Nick's all about. You know, over these last few weeks, he's been showing you how to get those like micro plans in place. You know, do this every day. And all those small things that you do, you know, end up being the thing that you need to do to create that life you want. And then recognize within us when our conscious mind is making excuses for us, because it does. You know, I think of you. I don't know if you've ever been in a supermarket where you've got one of those mums whose kids are atrocious and horrendous, and the mother doesn't want to accept that. So she'll make excuses for her kid. You know, it's not his fault. It's blah, blah, blah. You know, it's because of this, blah, blah. They make excuses for their kids' bad behavior. And our conscious mind is like that mother. It doesn't want you to feel bad. It doesn't want you to be upset. So it continues to make excuses for our lack of productivity, our lack of drive, you know, our bad behavior. It continues to do it. So the first thing we have to do is be honest with ourselves and ask the question, is that my reason to not do this, or the reason I'm not doing this, or the reason I'm behaving like that? Listen to that voice that comes up with that reason and ask the question, is that just my conscious mind making excuses for me? And be honest. And if it is, do what you need to do. It's hard. You know, it's not, once we understand, because we don't want to accept that, do we? We don't accept that we behave badly at times. We don't accept that we're lazy at times, or whatever that word might be. But once we hear it and we go, no, that's just an excuse. This is what I want, and this is what I'm willing to do to make it happen. Then for most of us, there's very little you cannot achieve. And if you're not as productive as you should be, or you think you could be, then you're going to ask the question today, why? And listen to the answer and ask, is that answer just an excuse for not achieving what we want to achieve? A lot of the reason we don't do things is because if we don't start something, we can't fail, can we? And we know that fear of failure is our biggest fear. It's the most common fear, but we don't get started. And that's our conscious mind. It's saying, if you don't start, it's not your fault, but you can't fail. You can't have the pain of failure. So maybe that's something else we need to go through when it comes to looking at the pain of achieving something. How many times you have to fail before you actually achieve something? I watched those gymnastics on the gymnasts on the Olympics, those incredible girls that do the high beam. Have you seen that? That wooden beam that's about 3 or 4 foot off. I don't know, Sarah Smiley, she's probably done it. But how many times must those girls hurt themselves? How many times must, I can't even imagine the pain they go through. How many times they do a back somersault on that beam and crash into that bar and not land on their feet? How many times do they have to do that before they're at the Olympics and they're blowing everyone away by that amazing stuff they do? How many times do you have to fail? How bad do you want it? And whatever we're doing cannot even compare to the pain that those gymnasts go through, from falling off those rings or off those bars and all the other stuff they have to do. So put it in perspective. How painful is this? What's the worst thing that can happen? How much pain can I take? And is that pain worth doing it for? We're going to find out today, and you're going to get really productive if that is what you want to do. We don't have to be maniacs and be, all day long. We've seen people like it. They can't stop cleaning. They can't stop doing stuff. You don't have to be like that. But if it's something you want and lack of productivity is holding you back, then let's have a look at it clearly. Be honest with ourselves and say, what do I need to do? And do I really want this? And how badly do I want it? And then we're going to get you in exactly the right state of mind to draw out of ourselves whatever it takes to make that happen. It's amazing what we can do. If you look on YouTube and you see someone doing something, I don't care what it is, whether it's selling properties, whether it's, the perfect body, whether it's playing a musical instrument, there is nothing that you see anywhere where you're fascinated by and think, that's incredible. There is very few things that you could not do that you see on there. The only difference for that is that person at some point thought, I want to be on YouTube and I want to be looking like this, or I want to be achieving that. And they set their mind on it. I think I've said to you, I've known a few world champions, mostly in martial arts, but I've known a few world champions. And think about that, to be the best at what you do on a planet of 8 billion people. And there's no one on that planet can do that thing better than you. That's amazing. But I have to tell you, most of those people are the most boring people to go out with, because they've been focused on that one thing since they were 10 or 11 or maybe 8 years old. That's all they've done. That's all they can talk about. It's very rare that you can talk about anything else. Great. Yeah. They can throw you over their shoulder and slam you on the deck better than anyone else in the world, but they can't talk to you about anything else. And what I'm saying, we don't have to be that crazy, but we can find within us everything we need to do to achieve what we want to achieve. Are there any questions? Is there anything you want to say about this, Nick, before we get into it?
Doing great.
Yeah? Does this resonate with everybody here? Yeah? Blanche, she's well on her way to being a world-class typist. Yeah, exactly. And she's got Jasmine in her corner. So I hope some of you kept your accountability buddies that we set you up with a couple of weeks ago. Please do that. Contact each other. Ask how you're getting on. It's always nice to have somebody in your corner, willing you towards doing what you want to do. And I've always said, one person setting their mind on something can create incredible things, but 2 people with the same goal, the same mindset can do incredible things. So just think about it. If you've got an accountability partner, you know, get in contact. I know Jasmine has been waking up Diana to get to this call every week. You know, how lucky is Diana to have someone, Diana, a call, wake up. And she comes here and then she falls asleep again, which is really good. So we're going to get you. Oh, it's Doreen. Sorry, Doreen phones Diana. Doreen's Diana's alarm clock for the breakthrough broadcast. So look, are there any questions? Because otherwise I'm going to hypnotize you. And bear in mind, you know, you do have a couple of minutes here before I do this, because otherwise you are going to be so productive over these next few weeks and months that people are going to think you've gone a little bit crazy. Because you'll be like one of those ever-ready battery bunnies. Just keep going. All right. Any questions? Anything at all? Right. Okay. Are you ready to have a look seriously at have a look at exactly what you need to do? I mean, not just looking at your outcome, not just looking at the end state, but actually walk through that journey of what you need to do. And then you can be honest with yourself and say, am I willing to do that? Am I willing to, you know, it might not be pain. It might just be stepping out of comfort zone or something, but willing to look at it, go through all those steps so we know exactly what to expect on our way to success. Yeah? Caitlin's getting her blanket ready. Diana's already half asleep. We're nearly there. All right. Everyone ready? And I'm going to take you into the most profound state of hypnosis tonight. And you're going to maybe disappear into that space. So before we get into this, you can listen to me if you want, but I don't mean this rudely. I'm not interested in your conscious mind. Your unconscious mind will hear everything I've got to say, and it will take from it what is needed for you to create that life you want. Is that okay? You're all ready. So make sure you're in a safe place and get comfortable. You okay there, Teresa? Good. All right. Get comfortable. And when you're ready to do this, when you're ready to be super productive, just take a breath in and hold it for a moment. As you breathe out, allow your eyes to close. Only as quickly as you're ready to make whatever changes are necessary, to do whatever it takes to create that life you absolutely want. I'm going to say some words. As I say these words, I want you to repeat them silently to yourself and aim them at yourself. Even if at first you don't experience it, you will in a moment. So, as I say these next words, I want you to repeat them to yourself and aim them at yourself. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. My right arm is heavy, relaxed, and disappearing from my thoughts. My right arm is heavy, relaxed, and disappearing from my thoughts. My right arm is heavy, relaxed, and disappearing from my thoughts. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. My left arm is heavy, relaxed, and disappearing from my thoughts. My left arm is heavy, relaxed, and disappearing from my thoughts. My left arm is heavy, relaxed, and disappearing from my thoughts. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. My right leg is heavy, relaxed, and disappearing from my thoughts. My right leg is heavy, relaxed, and disappearing from my thoughts. My right leg is heavy, relaxed, and disappearing from my thoughts. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. My left leg is heavy, relaxed, and disappearing from my thoughts. My left leg is heavy, relaxed, and disappearing from my thoughts. My left leg is heavy, relaxed, and disappearing from my thoughts. My mind is completely relaxed, and my body is disappearing from my thoughts. My mind is completely relaxed, and my body is disappearing from my thoughts. Now, as you drift deeper and deeper into hypnosis, less and less aware of your physical being, but totally aware of yourself as a mind. And that mind drifts without boundaries, without borders, without limits. Like you've had a general anesthesia. The body just drifting through space and time. Deeper, deeper, deeper down into hypnosis. As you continue to learn, even more than before, about your abilities, your capacities to learn as you relax. And the mind drifts down toward a place of quietness. A place of peaceful inner awareness. A place that almost seems to give off signals that directs awareness down toward it, into it. More and more comfortably, more and more effortlessly, more and more completely and deeply than before. Or even the effort it takes to be aware of the sound of my voice or the meaning of my words may almost seem to be too much effort to bother making. So much easier simply to relax and enjoy that letting go. Allowing events to occur in your own time, in your own way, a drifting down, deeper, deeper, deeper down. Get a sense of that happening. Just dropping down through space and time. 10, 20, 100 times deeper than before. And just when you think you've reached that absolute state profound hypnosis, trance, bliss. My voice, my words will take you 10 times deeper. Get a sense of that happening automatically. Imagine there's nothing you can do about that. Every word I say now doubles that wonderful feeling, takes you even deeper. Everything I say now is your reality. Every suggestion I give you, your mind and body will act upon at a molecular, cellular, neurological level. It's now your reality. You have a conscious mind and an unconscious mind. That unconscious mind, the back of the mind, that intuitive, instinctive part of your being that's monitoring your heartbeat, your blood pressure, that beats the heart, that breathes the breath, that runs that automatic healing ability, that's scanning the environment, keeping you safe, can continue to hear, understand and respond to those things I might say without the need for you to do anything at all. It's so much easier for the conscious mind simply to relax and enjoy that letting go. That's right. Letting go even of the effort it takes to make the effort that it might take. To tell the exact position of arms, legs, or the entire body now that seems to drift through time and space. That wonderful free floating place of effortless relaxation and letting go. Allowing events to occur in their own time, in their own way, as you drift as a mind. And that mind drifts without boundaries, without borders, without limits. Allow yourself the pleasure of going out there into the future. To that point where you've created that life you absolutely want. When you've created the career, the body, the health, the happiness, the finances that you want. Whatever that outcome is for you, that for you means happiness and freedom. Go out into that end state. Step into that body. Feel into it. Get a sense of what it feels like to have created that life that you want. Notice the way you move and the way you breathe. That feeling of confidence, achievement, freedom. Step into that body and ask the question, how much fun is this? How much fun can I make it? How enjoyable? How important is it for me? Get a sense of that now and look back to now and notice everything you did along the way that led to that freedom and that happiness. The things you changed, the things you did, any discomfort you went through. Look back to now and notice all of the things you did, knowing that you survived it, knowing that you can do it, and feel into that end state where you've got through that. Because now you know that you can survive. Now you know you can take whatever it takes to create that life. You absolutely can do it. And now you know that there's not a force on this planet that can keep you from achieving that goal. You want that feeling. You want that feeling of confidence and freedom and success. Feel into it. Get a sense of it now. And the unconscious mind can allow those changes to occur and allow you the strength to take and do whatever it takes to create that outcome. And now you know that you can get through anything. Now you know that you can get through any discomfort, any pain to achieve that goal. There is not a force on this planet that can keep you from achieving that goal. You want it. The unconscious mind can allow those changes to occur, while the conscious mind drifts off someplace else entirely now. That's right, in your own time, in your own way. Aware of events that occur along the way. As the unconscious mind utilizes that opportunity to alter your awareness, continue that learning in whatever way is the right way for you. Learning that feeling of letting go. Let go of every excuse. Let go of every limiting belief that was placed on you. It was never yours in the first place. Let go of every negative thought that held you back. Get a sense of me standing right beside you. Feel my energy, feel my strength, and feel me cutting away those chains that have been holding you in that space. Snap. Every limiting belief gone. Snap. Every negative thought gone. Feel that freedom, feel that energy, feel that lightness of being. Snap. Every irrational fear. Snap. Every doubt gone. Feel that feeling of freedom, like you've had a weight lifted. Get a sense of it now. How incredible are you? I can wonder whether you're aware that you've drifted deeply into hypnosis. Because the deeper you go, the better you'll feel. And the better you feel, the deeper you'll go. 10, 20, 100 times deeper now. Get a sense of that happening automatically. Even deeper than before. Just drifting on every word I say. And as you drift in that space, my voice, my words will drift with you to become a part of your experience now. And as you drift in that space, you can use your unconscious mind as a resource, an inner strength that you can tap into to create that life you want. And I'd like your unconscious mind to allow you some powerful memories of times when you had to do something that was difficult. And then you did it. And you created something from it. You learned something. You grew from it. Think of those times in your life when you've had to go through something difficult. Be brave about it. Remember what it felt like, and remember that you found that strength within you and you got through it and you came out the other side with some new strengths, some new experiences, some new powers. Get a sense of it now. Remember those times in your life. Let that remind you of how resilient you are, how incredible you are, how strong you are. And whatever it is that you need to go through to create that life, you now know that you have within you all the strength you need, the fearlessness you need, the power you need, the steely determination you need to achieve it. And as you feel and remember those times, feel that feeling of productivity in you increasing. You can feel it bubbling up within you. You want it. Feel that energy. Feel that power getting stronger and stronger within you. An absolute power. Feel it flooding through your body, flooding through your mind, turbocharging your productivity. Just think of what you can achieve for a moment. Now you've tapped into that power. That's right. The harder you try and remember what it felt like to be limited in any way, the more productive, the more fearless, the more powerful you become. Get a sense of that happening. Feel your body flooded with that feeling of productivity. What do you want? You know what you want. You know how good you're going to feel when you get there. Whether that's a physical goal, emotional goal, financial goal, career goal, spiritual goal, you have within you all that power. Get a sense of it now. Just tapping into all the power of the universe, of the cosmos. Get a sense of it, flooding your body with that energy, like a nuclear energy flooding through your body. You can do anything. Feel it. Feel it flooding through your body into every cell, every fiber, lighting you up, lifting you up. How incredible are you? Get a sense of it now. You are the most incredible creation. Get a sense of that energy that is within you and without you. Feel it around you. Tapping into all the energy of the cosmos. Get a sense of it. It might not be, let that overwhelm you. Let that feeling of energy overwhelm you. Let that feeling flood through your body. You know what you want. And now you know how incredible you are. And you want it. You can and you will create that life you want. That's right. Every excuse gone. Every limitation gone. Every negative limiting belief that was ever placed on you gone from your mind and body. Imagine that's happened. There's nothing you can do about it. The harder you try and remember what it felt like to be limited, the more powerful, the more energized you become. Imagine that's happened. There's nothing you can do about that. Even at first, you have to pretend. It was something that was said to you, something that was done to you. You really have no choice. You just need to produce. You want to be everything you want to be. Feel those changes taking place in your body, energizing you, filling you up, lighting you up. That's right. At any time you want to tap back into this power, you find a place and you just repeat that word to yourself. Energy, 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 energy. Feel your body flooding with that feeling as you hear that word. Feel it resonating through your body and mind. Energy, energy, energy. Get a sense of that now. It may be interesting for you to know that in that energized, relaxed state of mind, where those thoughts drift by like dreams, and some enter the mind and some drift through the mind. Some are left behind to be used later on. As the unconscious mind utilizes that opportunity right now to energize you. And it's your privilege. Use this experience. Think about the things you can do, the strengths, the abilities, the skills, the self-love you may have overlooked before that will allow you a clear view of possibilities of a new way of thinking, a new way of being, a new way of producing. Get a sense of that now. Once again, go out there into that future where you've created that life you want. And you can go through this in a microsecond, go through all the things you need to do, any discomfort, any pain, anything that's going to get you to where you want to go, and know that you can achieve it. There are no surprises for you out there. You know you have the strength within you to achieve anything. You have the fearlessness to create that life. And you will, because you want it. Steely determination to be what you want to be, free of every excuse, free of every limitation that was ever placed on you, free of every negative voice that was ever in your mind. Because from today, my voice will be louder than any other voice in your head. And if anyone tries to place any doubt on you, it'll be as if I'm standing right beside you. You'll feel my arm around your shoulder. You'll feel my energy. You'll feel my strength. And you'll hear my voice in your mind. You are incredible. There is nothing you cannot achieve. And you know that I believe it. You know it's true. And my voice is going to be louder than any other voice in your mind. You are incredible. There is nothing you cannot achieve. Get a sense of that now. Go over it with your unconscious often as you need to know that you're free. Free of the past, free of every limitation, free to be. Because in a moment, I'm going to count to 10. And every suggestion I've given you, your mind and body will act upon. On 8, your eyes will open. You are going to feel incredible because you are incredible. An energy flooding through your body you may have never experienced before. All the energy of the universe flooding through your body and mind. Every block that ever held you back in smithereens, never to affect you again, replaced by that steely determination to create that life you want. And on 10, that energy, that feeling of freedom, that new productivity within you is going to grow stronger day by day. Get ready. 1, feeling absolutely wonderful. 2, to create that life you want and do it fearlessly. 3, a feeling of freedom from every limiting belief that was ever placed on you. 4, feel the force of that energy flooding through your body now, every cell, every fiber. 5, feel incredibly alive. How incredible are you? Imagine those changes that have taken place in your body at a molecular, cellular level, and there's nothing you can do about that. 6, 7, 8, eyes opening, feeling absolutely energized. 9, 10, back in the Zoom. Are we all energized up? Are we all ready to go? No more excuses, no more limitations. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can produce. And I want you to, whatever you're going to do this over these next few weeks or months, I want to know about it. Just if you're just doing something, you're feeling great, and you're feeling really productive, and you've had a brilliant day, please text me, text Nick, and just say, I've had this brilliant day, and I've just been on it all day long. I want to know. Hope you enjoyed it. Katie looked like she was enjoying it, that's for sure. And Diana was in a world of her own as usual. I don't expect she remembered any of it. But at an unconscious level, Diana, you will remember. So, yeah. Any questions before we get going? I don't even know what the time is. I've lost track. Oh, bang on 10 o'clock. Look at that. Yeah. Any questions? Anything you want to tell me at all? Any questions? Other than why I was born so beautiful, I have no answer to that. It's just one of those tricks of nature, I suppose. No, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed it all. Anyway,
Having trouble finding words coming back out of hypnosis, Freddy. Wow, that was really deep. That was good. Perfect. Well, I'll save my part for next week then. I was gonna do a context specific thing. So this was great. I really enjoyed it, and we'll leave a little cliffhanger for next week.
okay. I didn't know that, Nick. Sorry, I've taken up all your time.
No, Freddie, it was perfect.
Been a bit greedy. All right. Okay. Right. Well, look, go forth and enjoy and create that life you want. Do it fearlessly. All right. Good. Happy birthday, Andrea. I think we should all switch our mics on and just sing a couple of lines to Andrea, just to embarrass her, because on our private she is.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Birthday.
Happy birthday
To you.
Many
more
birthdays.
Happy birthday.
How old are you now?
Talk
How
about
old
a
are you
cat's
now?
choir. That was terrible.
We'll stick with hypnosis and not singing as a group. How's that?
Next week, we're going to focus on.
It was terrible.
Thank
you.
Next week, the session is going to be focused on how to sing in tune. Our goal for next week. All right, look, it's been great.
We
Thanks for
tried.
joining us
Thank
tonight.
you, Freddie. Thank
Okay,
you.
enjoy.
everybody.
Thanks,
Don't even
Freddie.
think
Thank
about
you,
how
Nick.
production
Thank you,
you
Freddie. Thanks, everyone.
Freddie.
See ya.
Bye.
Hi, everyone.
Freddie,
Thank you.
Thelma
Yeah.
said to say hello.
Who said that?
Thelma,
Oh, well, say hello to Thelma for me.
I will.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to do a road trip together, the three of us one day.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Fred, Diana, and Thelma. Road trip. All right, see you soon.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.